Lie down. Lie down. Go lie down.
All right. Is the video out on your end?
Yeah, I've got the live up on this end.
Okay. Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good night. This is an edition for Hong Kong House of Cards. Hi guys. This is the first time everyone's meeting James in his story narrator form, and we're debuting today. Somebody is about to have a Sea King. It's a special time for a young mage's life. The physical changes already happened. It's just now he's got to confront his inner self. And there's been slight issues until a conflagration of events basically forces the point across, so to speak. We meet Arthur in his chantry, his sanctum. I mean, he's asleep. It was a long few days. He's been catching up on some sleep. Probably nursing a hangover.
Actually, he didn't drink last night, which is funny for once.
Okay. He's probably a little bit. It's probably hard for him to wake up since he probably had to smoke last night.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that would wake him up though is he senses a familiar presence in his node room. Charlie, the presence isn't. You recognize this presence. It's no big deal, and you also asked him to waken the pot in your node room.
Yeah.
One red flag though. That presence has a overwhelming fear and feeling like it just said, "Oh shit."
That would definitely cause Arthur to try to wake up.
You get up at that, and right at the same time you try to you stand up or sit up away from the couch or your bed. You feel this rush of energy hit you right in the chest and knock you right back down, and you're back asleep.
Oh shit.
And
I need to grab my tissues.
all right.
Prince off me. Alright, back. I may have to take him outside in a few minutes.
Okay, that's fine. Arthur, oddly enough, he wakes up because he's waking up to the feeling of grass, fresh forest grass right underneath his.
First thing Arthur's gonna think is, "Oh crap! Did I awaken again?" Because that's what happened the last time.
You see, open his eyes.
Yeah.
You see the scene right in front of you.
I see what?
You see what the picture in front of you. You've seen this before. You've seen this while you meditate in the node room.
Well, this is interesting.
You feel you actually not just feel, you hear a fatherly voice call out your name. Arthur. Arthur Wainright.
That's my name. Don't wear it out. He'll try to stand up.
Come over to a waterfall, smart ass.
Arthur will stand up and walk over to the waterfall. He'll bend down briefly and run his fingers through the water as he goes.
It's warm. It's oddly warm for this time of year. But this is your inner world, though.
All right. He'll wash his face briefly, just try to clear out all the sleep crap from his face because he thinks that it's actually there, and then move over to the waterfall.
Okay. You are going to be greeted by the image of your avatar.
Okay,
He just has that. Basically, that instead of the staff, he's just got that crossed arm over his chest, fatherly look to him, like critiquing his kid. You're the most stubborn child I've ever met, but you're mine.
You don't look like my dad. Please, dear God, don't make this mean I'm going to turn into my own father.
No, I meant in the metaphorical sense. Child in the sense of in the same tent as student.
Oh. Okay.
How long I've been trying to get a hold of you?
I've always been listening, but there's just been so much going on.
Well, something's happened. Ah!
What happened?
Well, it's the reason why I'm finally got a hold of you. I'm here to teach you a lesson. It's not gonna be pretty. It's basically tough love growing up.
Will this make me strong enough to defeat the Nefandi and the Infernalists in the city?
Yes. In through the waterfall, you will be confronted with what you bring with you.
I am not afraid, Yoda. And he'll walk through the waterfall.
And your avatar, since this is your world, you hear it because you and he are one.
Yeah.
If I hope that you truly are. You walk through the waterfall into a cave. It's covered in vines, moss. As you get deeper into the cave, you hear moans and screams of pain. Oddly enough, and not oddly enough, this is my story for a second. You see hands, lots and lots of hands reach out from the vines, like they're and each hand is saying, "Help me, help me."
Arthur will stop at each one and try to help them. or heal them.
You employ your. It's weird. You don't even have to focus on what you're about to do, and it happens. You feel a mixture of life and spirit magic and reach out to the edge. You walk at an instantaneous moment. As you basically just walk past with both hands outstretched, touching each hand. Each one just recedes away from you. And all of a sudden, you feel lighter. Like a heavy on your heart. Like a heavy burden starting to, like, you've had this for a while. You haven't, it's kind of weird feeling. It was starting to feel comfortable. All of a sudden, it's starting to unclasp around your heart. As each hand you touch, it starts to unclasp. Its grasp on you. Like it was healing with each passing hand you touched. You healed yourself. And with the last set of hands you touch and heal, and you feel the burden had loosened to the point where it's about to fall off, but it hasn't yet. And you walk into like a clearing in this cave, open space in the cave. I guess you can call it that. And there is one singular hooded man, about your height, standing in front of you, decked out in Nefandi robes.
At that point, Arthur will summon pure quintessence into his hand.
He holds out one hand, and the opposite hand you both hands too, and he starts channeling quintessence.
Who are you?
I am what you bring with you. I am who you will become if you fail.
I will never descend. I will never become that. They may have started me down that path, but I will never finish it.
To divert a fall, you must fight me till one submits.
No. Arthur's going to grow it out, and he's going to channel entropy into it as well as prime spirit and life. I'm going to heal you. He pushes it forward. James? James, you there? James? He crashed. Did you freeze? James? James, you there?
Sorry about that.
No problem. Did you crash or did you freeze?
Computer decided to quit. Have Google Chrome quit.
Oh, that sucks. Oh, we're still alive.
Anyways,
Didn't close out.
I'm good. Where did I leave off?
You said something to the effect of, well, they both summoned quintessence into their hands. Arthur said, "I'll never be like you. I'll never become you. They may have started it, but I will never finish it." And then you said something about how we'll fight until there's only one left. I think that's what you said.
Till one submits.
Okay.
So you can take that as you would take it as Arthur.
All right. Oh, I don't know if you caught did you catch what Arthur did after that, or?
No, I went white.
Okay. All right. So Arthur grows the quintessence in his hand and starts infusing it with prime entropy, life, and spirit, and says, "I'm not going to fight you. I'm going to heal you." And he pushes his hands forward to channel the energy into the Nefandus.
He raises hands up with the quintessence, and it shield himself from what you're about to do. Weird. This is weird. Like, you know your own strength when it comes to your magic.
Yeah.
You feel stronger than this Nefandus. Once the magics collide, you have a flashback of when you were in the Nefandus' care.
Does a willpower roll need to happen?
Yeah.
Okay. I think you're gonna have to roll it for me because my dice isn't showing up over here. Damn, that's a good roll too. I got 2 10s.
Okay, I'll take the 2 10s because
Right.
that's what she would have had to have rolled, because this one was the torture flashback.
Okay, yeah, that's what I figured. So basically, I'm on the rack being they're attempting to open the call on me and torture me to the point where I'll give in.
Yep.
All right.
You oddly enough, with I'm gonna say with that with the 2 10s, you do not break. You scream bloody murder, but you do not break. And once the flashback subsides, you breach the barrier that your Nefandus self put up to protect itself, and the momentum carries you and your magic to right center mass, solar plexus, right to its heart. Right when you collide, I need another willpower check.
Okay. So. Ah, damn it. 10 cancels out the 1, 9 and a 7.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Actually, this is all you. I'm going with narrators. Carte blanche. Uh, for now, ones do not count out successes
Okay.
with this.
I'll allow it, and that's actually not a bad roll for seeking, considering the fact that it's almost entirely based upon willpower.
Yeah, you basically you see right when they see you don't break in this flashback. You they you know this is a demon comes out and it just says join us. You will be very powerful, you know.
At which point, in the flashback, Arthur said, "There is no power in submission. There is only power in helping others and protecting them."
And with that, the flashback goes away. You see your hand has went straight through the Nafani's chest, and the magic's just enveloping. Uh, Basically, Ichigo style when he was in the battle of submission with his inner hollow
Okay.
when he was becoming an advisor. You just see the magic just start to envelop him, and his robes start to change back to that natural verbena, the one you know that it's how it should be. And he's basically slumps over you and says, and, and he's laboring for breath, "You beat me."
No, I was beating myself, and I'm not going to do that anymore. I'll find a way to cure the Nefandis condition, if it's the last thing I do.
For our sake, I hope you do. And with that, you just basically see his pattern just starts absorbing in through your hand, going up uh, and spanning out through your body. And all of a sudden, that uh, weight that you is straight that you've been feeling all this time, and you got used to it, and you just feel like it's freakish. It's just
What?
basically you passed.
Okay.
You you felt the weight that was on your heart this entire time, this entire part of your life since the minute and the time he had you till now. It's just gone. You feel vulnerable, confused, and also proud and confident, like you can do any. Just you feel like there's your potential just got, and more of your potential just got tapped into, and you just feel it.
Arthur will stand up and head back out of the cave.
You will see the familiar smile, the familiar figure of your avatar, but this time the hood's down on him, and he's just looking at you straight out, overjoyed.
I know now that what I've been trying to do is not the only way. I'm a healer. I can never forget that. My goal, my job, is to heal the life and souls of others, even those that we thought were irrevocably lost.
I'm glad you learned your lesson.
He'll nod his head. We've got a
He
lot of
will
work to do. What?
He will, before you say another word, he will actually come over to you and give you a bear hug.
Arthur will just crack a smile and say, "No homo, man." He'll hug him back. And
Right.
then he'll say, "We've got a lot of work to do, don't we?"
Yes, I can sense your group brother. He's having the same experience as you are.
I've got to help him.
In more ways than one.
He'll clasp hands with his avatar and say, "Let's get to work."
All right, you and then he, like, with his free hand, waves his hand and the scene changes.
Right. So now, Charlie got hit by the prime wave and has been knocked into a vision quest.
Yep.
He's in a similar glade with waterfalls, but he hears the stomping of hooves. Did you have a specific way you wanted this run, or is this going to be up to me?
I'll let it be up to you.
Okay. He hears the stomping of hooves, as if something is galloping nearby.
He will look around.
He'll see a pair of antlers disappear into the brush.
He'll go to him.
As he gets closer to the brush, he sees an antlered head push its way out, and then you'll see Stag standing in front of you.
He'll immediately bow.
Arise, child.
He will.
You have done great things. You have awakened powerful spirits, and you have worked hard to prove yourself in the eyes of your society and in the eyes of our family. But I sense that something weighs upon your head.
My past haunts me.
Your past is something that can never be escaped but must be reconciled. Do you believe you have harmed and done wrong in your past?
No. I've watched harm be done in my past. And I'm going to go with this part. And since this is his inner world, the scene changes to the battlefield that was dedicated to Father Bear.
Okay.
And the vision will show him looking at his mother, this beautiful Fiona She in full battle, and she just finishes stabbing a black spiral dancer in through the heart, and you can feel that he's happy, genuinely happy to see her. And he will, like, try to smile in his garou maw, with his garou maw, and to telegraph that it's him. And she'll catch the signal and she will smile back. But she sees what he does not, because she's looking in his direction. She sees a black spiral dancer about to land a killing blow on her son. She rushes to intercept pushes her son out of the way and straight out decapitates the black spiral dancer. But she slumps down. She drops down to her knees, and you see the scene. He looks, and she falls down over the black spiral dancer. He will run over to her and pick her up, turn over and pick her up. There's a large rake
Hold on a moment.
of her abdomen, spilling her insides.
Not much. Got a lot to do today. I'm trying to make sure I got all my research done for this weekend.
And we have a brief intermission for our ST when he comes for that he's on the phone. You back?
Sorry about that. my mom called.
It's okay. I've finished up my narration of how the scene shifted.
Okay. Damn it! Hold on, she's calling now.
Yeah. I'll try to be. If I don't, you'll probably wake me up. Yeah.
Yeah, the call dropped because it was on my cell phone, so I texted her, and
Okay.
then she just calls me anyway. So, all right, so go on and continue.
He basically will say when the scene plays this imaginary scene plays out. He will start tearing up and getting choked up and say, "I don't want my inaction to be the end to those who I care about, but I don't know how to divert that."
It is the. You must not blame yourself for your mother's death. It is the fear of every parent to outlive their child, and it is the obligation of any parent to sacrifice themselves for the good of their children, to ensure the continued survival of their families, and to ensure the protection of those they hold dear. You see yourself enacting, but there's very limited things that you could have done to prevent her death or yours. The time comes when everybody must understand that what you do is just as important as what you think. You see that your inaction could cause the harm of others, and I can understand that. There are those who believe that inaction of the spirits causes the apocalypse. Whether or not that is the case is beside the point. Everyone has a reason for what they do, and everybody who dies has had a reason to live. Do not fear the death of others. If it is the time, it is the time. However, understand that you speak for the spirits and that you are a healer, first and foremost. As a warrior, that must be secondary. I know that everybody considers the garou to be the warriors of Gaia. But if that were the true reason, why are there 5 auspices? Why is not every garou in a room?
Hey. Yeah. Hold on.
No problem.
I think my dice stream's functional. It's just computer being derpy.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll intelligence and wits, see if he understands what. Actually, Enigma work better on that roll.
What?
Understand what Stag is saying. But right now he looks you can continue. As Charlie is sitting there listening and understanding, trying to understand what Stag is teaching him.
Okay. It is the role of the Ragabash to bring truth to light, as well as to make sure people do not consider themselves above the mocking and condemnation of others. It is the role of the Philodox to see the truth of all things and to be the word and law of the Silver Record. It is the way of the Galliards to tell the story so that no one individual is forgotten. It is the way of the Arun to be the sword, the teeth, and the claws of Gaia, to not only fight in her name, to protect those who cannot fight for themselves. So tell me, Charlie Lee, bringer of the swarm, my child, what is the role of the theurge?
To understand, to learn, and first and foremost, understand oneself.
And to bring that understanding and that way of thinking to all of Gaia's children.
Yes, sir.
You are called the bringer of the swarm for what your deeds have brought you. But what of the name that is in your heart?
Umbral Dreamer.
A mixture of what your parents were specialized in. Yes, I know, Mr. Lee, my son, that your father was a theurge like you, and that he did great things. He brought peace and healing to others and guided the lost to the umbral realms of their final rest. He did not fear death, and he did not fear what his actions or inactions would do. He simply understood his soul. And your mother, the proud she, warrior for people who gave never a thought to her own demise, but only to what she could do to protect others. Their souls reside within you. You are a direct representation of their hopes, of their dreams, and of their lives. It is fine to mourn for a time, but do not dishonor their memory by dwelling within it. I call you Charlie Lee Umbral Dreamer. That is your name amongst our tribe, and that is your name amongst the spirits. Do you understand what you must do? Bring unity, bring focus, and bring knowledge, and heal those who need it. You're a foster now, in my eyes alone, if not in others. I trust you understand that.
He'll nod.
Leave behind the foolishness and the arrogance of the Cleith, and understand where you belong within the nation, within the world itself, and within Gaia's own plan.
And like within response to what Lord Stag is saying, the scene change. What appears to be a teenage version of Charlie, just looking at the both of them, and he'll bow to Lord Stag and then walk off into the glade.
The time comes when the childish things must be left behind. And Stag will walk over and he'll place the flat of his head between the antlers against Charlie's forehead. And then he'll turn and he'll walk off.
And the scene will break apart as Charlie, with his preternatural hearing, hears the door of the node room come open as Arthur comes to his friend's aid.
Arthur looks down and just like helps Charlie up. Is Charlie, are you okay? What happened?
He looks like he's been physically crying. He's like, you don't. I'm not even going to have you roll. Like, even to your own touch, like he feels like one big, like, raw nerve just uncoiled, and he looks, and you get the feeling of like happy sadness, and he's just, and he lets you help him up, and he starts wiping his eyes. He just goes, "Yeah, I'm good." Just
At that point,
here.
both Charlie and Arthur hear, well, this is new. And they turn around, they see an ephemeral, glowing blue lady walking around the node. Wait, what?
I was trying to tell you that I was in here awakening the pot plants, and I think I awoke everything in here.
Well, apparently you woke the node up. The lady will walk over. She's wearing Russian or Etruscan style robes. Her hair, though blue, is pale, and she seems to be shimmering energy. And who do I have to thank for setting me free? I know you, and she'll look at Arthur. You and I have been working together for a while now. And then she looks at Charlie. Umbral Dreamer. I see you're waking up. Well, I guess I haven't explained myself well enough. Now that I have form and voice, I can introduce myself properly. I am Aradia, daughter of Diana and Lucifer, the god of light and the goddess of the moon. Arthur's jaw just dropped. Aradia, the Etruscan goddess? Well, spirit, I guess, would be more applicable. Though you're not Strega. You are my kind, and you must be protected and helped. Are you bound here? I don't want to bind anybody by themselves. No, I can travel through the spirit ways as well as anyone. But I like it here. I like the nature. I like the peace, the calm. And she'll look at Charlie. Have you learned what you needed to learn, Umbral Dreamer?
I believe so.
She'll nod. And that is good. Would you mind if I adjusted myself to my new surroundings? Oh, in private, please? Arthur just bows his head. Of course, Mother
Yes.
Aradia. And he'll head out.
Charlie will too.
He'll look at Charlie and says, there is an Etruscan goddess walking in my node room that is a representation of my node. I'm not dreaming this, right?
How much Umbral knowledge do you have, man?
Is that in character or out of character?
In character.
Okay. I got I got quite a lot, to be honest.
Everything. All he says is everything has a spirit. It just has to the right provocation to wake up.
Well, I guess he did that. So, what did I miss while I was asleep?
I don't know. I was out too. As he like stretches, starts like running the fingers through his hair.
Well, I can tell you one thing. I have a better understanding of what's going to happen next.
I do too.
Do you want me to buy you a beer?
Yeah, I need one.
All right. So they'll head out and go grab a beer, and we can call the scene here.
All right.
Was there anything else we needed to do? Oh, we still got the light up.
No, I think we got this covered. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. And this, as always, this has been a Hong Kong House of Cards. I can see the cursor, just turn the thing off.